what all will be taught in the Selenium training course? Will I get access to the videos? Is Java important? And everyone over here is either to work on a project, or most people want to, clear an interview after the training. Then what is the process? Okay, this is the main objective which everyone has. You have the objective that, you have to go and clear an interview. Okay. But I have a different objective. I have an objective that you should you should be learning frameworks. Okay, if you learn frameworks and other stuff which are actually projects, okay, and then only you can clear an interview. But learning a framework is not that or not a simple task. Okay, so let me just clear out few questions. First of all, people ask that what all will be taught in the course. Look, we will be talking about Java, WebDriver, frameworks, Maven, and TestNG, Jenkins, Grid. There are different things. We will be talking about these things. Okay, Java is the backbone. Fine. Programming is important. Okay, you cannot do away without Java. Okay, and in this training, I'll be talking about Java as well, the concepts of Java. I will give you lots of exercises and quizzes in Java. Fine. Look, if you are a kind of person who has never done programming, okay, if you have never even touched the programming language anytime, not even in college, and you're not even aware what programming is, in that case, I recommend you not to join this course directly. Okay, you can get the access to the videos, watch the videos, get some background, okay, get a little bit background, and then you can, pay the difference amount and join the training. Okay, you don't need to pay the full fee, you just need to pay the difference amount and join the training. That helps a lot when you watch the videos and come to the class. Okay, and obviously everybody wants that they should be learning this tool to clear an interview. But it will just take you maybe, as I wrote over here, 10 days to learn this tool. Anybody can learn this tool in 10 days, but to learn it to a level where you can clear an interview, it takes around more than 6 to 8 weeks. Okay, you have to reach a level of a person who has nearly 2 to 3 years of experience. Okay, even after the training, when this training is finished in 6 to 7 weeks, you would feel the need of practicing more. You cannot just think that fine, I will attend a 7 week course and I will be industry ready. That will not be happening. Okay, because it is less about you attending the course, more about what you do after the classes, after the course. Okay, the more you give in time, the easy it is for you to learn this tool. All right, and don't be afraid of programming. Mostly people are afraid of programming. We are going to learn Java in a very systematic manner. And the good thing is that if you learn this tool, fine. If you learn Selenium, then tomorrow, if you want to learn other tools like Appium, Appium is for mobile automation, or you want to learn REST Assured, REST Assured is for API automation. Fine, it automates APIs, web services, right? Or if you want to learn JMeter, JMeter is for load testing. Fine. Then learning other tools also becomes quite easy if you just go and learn this single tool. All right. So, don't be afraid of programming. Give yourself time. Don't expect fast results from yourself. That fine, in just 20 days I'll be ready. No, you cannot come reach to a level of a person who has around 2 to 3 years of experience in just 20 days. Okay. So, anyways, we'll go very elaboratively now. Anybody amongst you, do you have any question? Anything? Any questions from anyone regarding the course, regarding Selenium, regarding anything?
Hi Hashish, this is Mar. Mira,
Yes, yes, Mia.
I had a question. Suppose I get an opportunity to work like as a team lead, and I only have a manual testing background. Um, what do I need to know as a lead of the team regarding automation? And do I need to know like any specific tool, even though the requirement is not for automation?
Look, if you want to automate the project and you want to make decisions on what to automate, how to automate, then you have to be aware of very basic things in automation. Look, if you talk about manual testing, fine. If you have a test case which takes 10 minutes to test manually, okay. And if you want to build an automation script out of it, maybe building an automation script, a stable script might take you 2 days. Okay. So building automation script, it is a costly process. It is a time consuming process. Fine. So if you are taking a decision that fine, we are going to automate this project, there are different major things which you decide that which all test cases you want to automate. That you should not go and automate all the test cases because this is the script also takes time to stabilize. The script also needs time to work properly, and you should be working in the direction that hold on. Yeah. So if you are into manual testing, the first thing is you should know which all test cases to automate, and you should probably automate most of your functional test cases. You should work in the direction of automating functional test cases because automation is for functional test cases. Okay. So this is the thing. So you have to take a decision that what all you need to automate, and in the end, which framework you are going to use. There are many frameworks. You have a data-driven framework. You have hybrid framework, a page object model, a Cucumber BDD is there. Okay, you have to develop that experience to decide that which framework you have to use, and you can only decide that if you know how frameworks are built. Okay.
So, like when you say functional test cases, can we automate all functional test cases or the specific criteria to
You can
keep in
automate
mind?
any functional test case. Okay. You have to
Okay.
decide that which all you want to automate.
Can this tool be used for batch automating batch processes?
From the backend,
Yeah. Like if
you
you
can
run a
use it.
batch process, does it
You
can it?
can this tool will not. You can simply use pure Java coding to do that. Okay.
Okay. How about reports? Can we
That I'll yes, that I'm going to tell you in this training that how to generate reports and all everything.
no, can
Like,
we test reports using this tool?
if it is on the web application, you can do that. It's opening in the browser, you can do that. Selenium
No.
is a tool which is only meant to automate the browsers.
Okay,
Okay.
everything on the browser basically.
Yeah. Okay. So if you go to this particular guys, I don't know, like I'm not checking. Somebody has his microphone on. Please switch off the microphone. It interrupts in the recording process. Right. So over here, if you go to the official website of Selenium, which is selenium.dev, the first line which is written out here is that Selenium automates the browsers. Okay, so it's a browser automation testing tool. Okay, It is not for, desktop based applications or something. At times, when people come to us for training, they think that fine, we can go and automate the desktop applications as well with Selenium. That's not going to happen, right? And if you go to the download section, you will observe that they have got 2 3 versions over here: latest stable version, latest beta 4 version, right? Look, Selenium 4 beta version, right? So over here, Selenium has evolved with the time, and with the time, they had a stable version, 3.141.59, which was in Selenium 3. This was very, very stable. Okay. Now they have come up with Selenium 4, which is in beta version. Although the changes between these two versions are quite less, okay, there aren't very major changes or something. Okay, if you are working on a project, I recommend you to use this version. If you are learning, you can start off with this version as well. Okay, now if you go forward, then the first thing when we learn Selenium is that you need to download JDK. Okay, go to Google and type download JDK. Please install Java Development Kit. Okay, and I recommend you install JDK 8. We have till JDK 15. Fine. But JDK 8 is a quite stable version. JDK 11 is also quite stable version, and these are supported till 2030. Okay. So it really doesn't matter that if even if you're working on JDK 8, and it really doesn't matter. Fine. You can go to this link, and from here you can download JDK 8. You will have to create a user ID and password on the Oracle website and to download the exe. Fine, you create that user ID password, download the exe, install it, and JDK will be installed on your PC. Fine. Now, once you install it, you just open a fresh command prompt, not an existing one, and just type Java. So you will get a message like this. That means JDK is properly installed. Okay. Now out here, after installing JDK, you have to download Eclipse as well. So you go to Google and type download Eclipse. Fine. You go to the first link, and you can download the version, any version. All right. You can download this one according to your operating system. Fine. And out here, I have Eclipse installed. So once you install it, you'll have the exe and all everything. So if you start up Eclipse, okay, and moreover, hold on, let it start. Meanwhile, sometimes while starting up, it gives you an error. Okay, when Eclipse is starting at times, it gives you an error on the launch only. You won't get screen like this. If you get an error, then this is the shortcut. Then you go to the location where Eclipse is actually lying. Fine. You go to the location where it got installed, right? It gets generally inside the user folder. Fine. And you have this configurational setting files of Eclipse. You right click on it and edit it. And you will get this. You need to add this line in that case. In that case, you need to, go to your C drive. 50% of you will experience this error. Go to program files, and you will have the folder Java. Under the Java folder, you will have the JDK folder which you just installed. Fine. You might have the JRE pre-installed. If you don't have JRE, JRE means Java Runtime Environment. JRE is required to basically run basic web applications or the browsing stuff, the normal operational of things which you do on a regular basis. But if you want to do development in Java, you need to install JDK. Okay, mostly everyone has got JRE installed. In case you don't have JRE installed, fine. Just go to Google and go to java.com. Okay, and you can download JRE from here and install it. Okay, so JRE is something which will help you, which helps in the normal day-to-day operations of your, working on the internet or something. Okay, on your PC basically. Fine. So inside JRE, you will have this folder bin server jvm.dll. So bin server. This is the file jvm.dll. So you need to copy this path and give this command. In this configurational file, you need to write -vm space enter and after entering you give the path of this DLL file. Fine. So your Eclipse error will go away. Please note you have to do this only if on startup Eclipse is throwing some error. If it is not throwing any error and if you directly reach say this launcher web page, or not the web page, the Eclipse page, wherein it is asking you for workspace. This is the path where we are going to store the entire Selenium code of the training. Okay, so I will rename this to we are inside the April batch, April 2021. Fine. So you give the path of your workspace out here, and this is the path where you will be storing all the code and all for the training. Okay, we'll make all the projects under this path. So you say launch, Eclipse will start up. Fine. Now, if you look at this particular sheet which I had opened up for FAQs, I have a small reference with me as well, in which I have the course details. Sorry. Fine. So I have distributed the course according to days, day one, day two. 50% of the course we are going to give to Selenium Java, and 50% of the course we are going to give it to a end-to-end project. Okay. Look, when you're working with Selenium, you need to understand that this is an open source tool. I just want to give you an idea that how things are going to work in Selenium. Okay, if you talk about Selenium, then if this is Selenium tool, then Selenium tool has got commands which can go and interact with the browser. You can have, oh, sorry, you can have commands in Selenium tool which can go and talk to the browser. Now, what do I mean by that? Okay, if you have to say open a browser, or if you want to click on a link on a browser, type on the browser, or if you want to do any interaction, basically any interaction on the browser, then Selenium tool has got those commands. But Selenium tool will not do certain things which you want it to do. This is the not functionality. Okay, Selenium tool will never help you manage your data. What do you mean by this? Look, when you are, say, interacting with the browser, when you're writing scripts, might be you have data present in a Excel file. With that data you have to fill up in the forms or in the browser. So Selenium will has got no commands inside it which will help you read the Excel file or any file to manage data. Secondly, Selenium will not help you for reports. Okay, Selenium is just a tool which is going to interact with the browser. You cannot generate any reports with Selenium, nothing. It's not going to help you in that. Okay, and then Selenium will, it will not help you write test cases, or basically you cannot know management of tests. You cannot create test cases with Selenium. All right, Selenium is just a simple tool. Fine. It is something like, when a car is manufactured, there are different components. Okay, when a car is say manufactured in a company, you have an engine, you have the body of the car, okay, you have the interiors. There are different components in the car. Okay, and you can say that engine is Selenium over here, but you don't have the other components with you. So when you say that I'm going to learn Selenium, it is not just about learning Selenium. Selenium will just have commands to interact with the browser. But if you have to manage data, then we will study how to write our own custom code, which will help us manage the data in form of maybe XLS or JSON files or any other kind of files. Okay, then we will see how to generate proper reports. For these, we will use different third-party libraries like extent reports. Okay, then there is no management of test cases out here. So we will use a tool known as a test ng. Many of you must have heard about it. TestNG is a unit testing framework which helps you to write the test cases. Okay, so we will be using TestNG out here to manage the test cases. And this collaborated with Selenium. This plus Selenium will help you actually automate the end-to-end project. Okay, so this course is not just about learning Selenium. I'm just giving you a brief idea right now before we start so that you know in which direction we are going. So first of all, the direction which we'll be going is that we'll be learning Selenium Java, and then we will be learning Selenium commands. Selenium has just got pre-built commands, nothing else. Okay, and basically, to learn these Selenium commands, you should be learning about object-oriented programming in Java. You should be having knowledge about OOPS. So I will be teaching you Java along with Selenium parallelly. Okay, I don't want to go in this training something like that. Fine, in first 5-10 days I teach you Java and then I jump over to Selenium. No. Okay, we will study some commands of Java, we'll study some concepts of Java, and we'll see how those concepts are applied in Selenium. Okay, and the Selenium commands, all of them are pre-built commands. There is no rocket science involved. You have to just understand and learn those commands. After this, we will be studying about test ng, plus we will be studying about how to generate reports, which I just talked about. And then we will talk about data management, that how can you manage data in form of Excel files, property files, and different things. And once we have learned all these concepts, we will club all of them together and we will be building a framework. So it is not just about learning Selenium. It is learning about many other things as well. And once we are, done with the process of building the framework, we will also study about Selenium Grid and Jenkins. Now, what do these two tools do? I will not talk about that right now. Okay, I will be talking about them with the as the course goes, right? So Git, Jenkins. Most of you must be knowing about Git. Okay, so this is a brief overview that how we are going to go about in the course. Fine. Now this thing, uh, Eclipse has started. Yes. So it's an editor for Java language, right? You can close this welcome screen. So you have this window sections open. You can close the window sections on the left side, task list, outline. So the first thing is that I'll just go and create a simple Java project. Fine. Call that project as day one. Fine. And in this day one project, I'm going to create a new class. Fine. A new class basically means a new Java file. Okay. Most of you must be knowing about it. Some of the people out here in this training are the ones who have done some other programming language, but they aren't aware of Java. So I'll just start off with this. Okay. So this way with the basics, right? So I'll just create a new Java file known as Selenium Basics with the main function public static void main. Fine, so it's written public class Java and this is the main function. In this function, the control comes up for the very first time when you run the program. Almost every programming language, if you are studying C or C++, any language, it's got a main function. The control comes inside the main function when you run the program for the very first time. Okay, so inside this, just hold on. Right.
Ashish, can you maximize the screen?
I have maximized the screen. I'll improve the font size. Look, there are three dots on your Teams. Over there, you'll get two options, maximize your screen and focus. Please click on both of them. Okay, so it will maximize your screen as well as focus it, right? On your screen also do this. Yeah, I've increased the font size. Fine. Now, the first thing is that you need to understand, or you must be knowing that basically what an integer is, what a string is. Fine. I'm assuming you know basic things, at least that what are the basic things. These are there in every programming language. You know what a for loop is, or if statement is, a while loop is, what functions are. Fine. Because what I want to focus on is object-oriented programming. Oops. The complete architecture of Selenium is based on object-oriented programming. Fine. And if you have,
Ashish,
yeah,
Ashish, this is Preeti here.
yes,
In some previous that slide, you were telling about Selenium Grid and Jenkins. So
yes.
mostly, I have seen people will not talk about Selenium Grid.
Mhm.
So how like it is useful to learn and
Look, Selenium grid is very important. Okay,
okay.
because at times when we work practically, you don't have 100 test cases in many projects. No small project goes for automation. This is my experience. If you have a project which just has got 30 test cases, no client will ask you to automate that project because automation is a costly process. But if a project is having huge number of test cases, say 3000, then the client comes and says that fine, go and automate these test cases. So when you automate 3000 test cases, the problem which you face is that it takes a lot of time for all of them to be executed on a single machine.
Okay.
So we use Selenium Grid over there. In Selenium Grid, we have got a single machine. This single machine gets connected to multiple other machines. Fine. And we run the test cases parallelly on all the machines. Okay. So basically, this single central machine is connected to all the other machines. Oops, what is happening?
Tell me one thing. I mean,
Yeah,
sir, as per my knowledge, there is some parallel testing we
this
can.
is parallel only.
So, why Selenium Grid? Because means we have the functionality of means in the Selenium also we have remotely we can connect and execute the test cases into remote machine and so is it Selenium Grid or like
That is, you are talking about Selenium Grid only. That is known as remote web driver in Selenium.
okay.
Okay. So in
Mm.
Grid, we connect one, we have a single hub machine, and
Okay.
the hubs are connected to remotely through remote web driver. They are connected to different nodes. And the whole purpose of this is to save time if you have a number of test cases. Or if you want to run the test cases on different, say, operating systems, you can have one machine as a Windows machine, then the other machine can be a Mac machine. Okay, so you can have different operating systems as well if you want. But generally, what I have seen is that it's just that all the machines are of the same operating system and you just run the scripts in order to save time. Okay, and the code, the Selenium code, is kept on the hub. It is not there on all the machines. So we
So
will study this as well. It is very easy. It is not a very difficult thing. It looks something which is difficult, but this is very easy. It is all configuration, nothing else.
and I came to know about means parallel testing is means because it takes a lot of time means because as you are telling some different operating system different machines so
Yeah.
should we go do it's good or
Yeah, it is good. The only thing is at times people they don't know how to configure it because of which one or two nodes they go down. Okay, so you have, I'll tell you how to do that. Okay,
oh,
so it is something which requires configurations, nothing else. It's very easy.
oh,
Okay, and we will study grid. When we study grid, we will study on the stable version of Selenium. Okay, I had told you that there are different versions of Selenium. The stable version is 3.141.59 and the beta version is 4.0 beta. This stable version of Selenium is something on which we are going to study Selenium Grid because Selenium Grid is not working properly on 4 beta version. Okay. So gradually things will come. That is what I told you that this is not just about learning Selenium. This course you will see that fine. I will cover Selenium in just 8 or 9 or 10 classes. If you just have to learn Selenium commands, you can go to internet. There are so many. There is so many stuff available. So much of stuff is available that you can study Selenium commands from there as well. Okay, but the problem or the challenge is not here to learn Selenium commands. It is just about, collaborating all these things together and working with it. Okay, now coming back to Eclipse. Okay, I had told you that I am assuming that you have the basic knowledge about loops, functions, statements, right? In Java, if you have to print something, the command is system.out.println syso, and you hit control space bar and you write say hello world. You can run this program from this run option and select Java application, and this is going to print the output in the console at the bottom. Fine. Now there are few things over here. The first thing is that you need to understand few features of Eclipse. Fine. At times people they close the console by mistake and then they don't know how to bring it back. Or this is the package explorer which shows that which Java file is opened. They close this package explorer by mistake. If you want to bring these windows back, you go to window, show view, and all the views are available. You can select package explorer, that will come back, and you should go and select the go to okay that there was console, show view console. Fine. Moreover, you see these two arrows link with editor. Always keep them clicked. If you keep them clicked, then whichever Java file you have opened over here will get highlighted on the left side. In a project, when we work, we end up making lot of Java files. Okay, suppose I make one more Java file, print name. This Java file is just going and printing say Selenium. So you have got two Java files. So if I am switching between two Java files, on the left side, you see the highlighting of the file which is currently opened is done automatically. Okay, it helps a lot when we work practically and when we have say hundreds of Java files. If you open one Java file over here on the left side, you will see which one is opened. So this link with editor button is quite important. Okay, and one more thing which is the most important thing is that you should be aware of debugging. Fine. That is how to run the program line by line. If I click on this run button, this program is going to print Selenium. Okay. Now if I have a variable int I equals to say 100 and another variable say or a for loop, that is for int j equals to 1 semicolon to j less than 10 semicolon j plus plus, and I just print the value, that is total is I plus j. Okay, I add I and j and I print the sum of I and j. Or I hold on. Let me do this way. I'll take a variable sum equals to I plus j. I print the value of some variable. So if I run this, this is obviously going to start from 101, 102, 103 and it will print till 109 because j is running from 1 to 9 and every time in the loop it's getting added to I. Okay. Now when you write scripts, you don't write scripts like this. You have got lengthy scripts and somewhere in between some error is coming or you are not getting the right output or the desired output which you want. So we debug the programs. Okay, we put breakpoints. Say on line number 7, I'm going to put a breakpoint, and if you double click on it, you will see that a small dot will appear on this line. And you click on this small debug print name icon. When you click on it, the program will run in the debug mode and it's going to stop on this particular line. Fine. So if you want to run the program line by line, you can hit F6 of the keyboard. Okay, F6 will run it and on the right side you will see the variables section. In this, you will see the value of variable I as 100. Now you hit F6 and J is also formed and the value of J becomes 1. You hit F6 sum, the sum becomes 101. I plus J, 100 plus 1 is 101. Fine. And you print that sum. Now the loop again starts. The value of J was 1. And if you hit F6, you will see that at runtime, the value of J now becomes 2. The sum variable becomes 102 and you print it. So this way, you keep on hitting F6, you will be able to run the program line by line, and the values of the variables you will be seeing on the right side. Okay. Moreover, if you move the mouse over the variable, again you will be able to see the value of that particular variable. Okay, if you move the mouse over I is 100. So this helps a lot, especially people who are beginners when they debug the programs. They understand that fine, how and where the error is coming up. And if you hit F8 of the keyboard, this program will run normally and it will finish. Okay, so F6 is to run line by line and F8 is to run normally. So first you have to put the breakpoint as well and run it in the debug mode from this debug icon. Right. Now once the program is over, you want to come out of this debug view. You click on this small Java icon on the top right side and you know you will come up. If you don't see this small Java icon, you click on this open perspective icon. You click on this and select Java default from here. So you will come over to the original window, the Java perspective. Okay, so now Eclipse is not just meant for Selenium, it is meant for web-based application development and all. We are using it with Selenium. Okay, you can use it and it's quite lightweight as far as a small tool like Selenium is concerned for it. Okay, now moving ahead, you can configure Selenium in this project. Okay, now Selenium comes up in form of jar files in Java. Okay, jar files are something which are pre-built with functionalities. Fine. For example, this is a JRE system library, Java SC1.8. This is nothing but Java which is installed on your PC. Okay, and if you expand it, you will see that there are a lot of jar files. So jar files are some files which have got pre-built functionalities ready for you to use. Okay, it is just like when we were children we used to have blocks. Okay, we used to have building blocks. We used to join those building blocks, and somebody used to make a car, and somebody used to make a truck or an aeroplane. So at least we had those building blocks. So these jar files have got those pre-built building blocks. Using that, we can work without wasting our time. Okay, for example, if I just write in Java system.out.println new date. Okay, what is new date? Forget about this command for some time. Okay, but if I'm giving this command and if I'm running this, so you will see that this will print the current time, time zone, year, everything, date, day of the week, month, right? So it is printing everything, and every time you run the program, it will print the date and time accurately. So I never had to do the hard work. Okay, so it is already, there are features which are already built in, which you can use. And these features are this class, date class must be there in one of these jar files. Similarly, Selenium has got jar files, the basic building blocks. Okay, and you can download the jar files from this Java link. You can go to download beta download. Okay, and this is going to download the beta 3 Java files. Okay, the jar files, not the Java file, the jar files. And in my PC, I already have them. Just a minute. Okay, I have the beta 1. That doesn't matter. Okay, you can use this. So we can use this. So the you'll get a folder like this. Okay, beta 3 folder. I have got beta 1. And when you open this, you will have lot of jar files over here. And under the lib folder also, you will have lot of other jar files. So these jar files are given by Selenium guys. They have got pre-built features. There is no exe for Selenium. You don't install Selenium. What you do is that you incorporate these jar files inside the project. Okay, there is no exe, nothing. You just need to right click on the project and you'll see lot of options. You will study these options as we proceed. Okay, one of the options is properties at the bottom. You click on that and you will see a window like this coming up. In this window, you will see the location where the project is lying. Fine. If you want to open this location, you can click on this icon, right? So you are currently in the resources tab. Go to Java build path. When you go to Java build path, you will see some tabs on the top. Okay. Go to the libraries tab and click on add external jars. When you click on add external jars, you navigate to the location where you have kept the jar files. Select all the jar files, don't deselect the lib folder and open them. Also, select all the jar files inside the lib folder. Don't forget to add the jars which are there inside the lib folder and add the lib folder jars as well. And now you will see the reference libraries section in which you will have all the jar files present. So Selenium is something like a tool which has got inbuilt commands. You need to understand what commands are there inside these jars, the Selenium jars. For example, we had this command which was printing the date. Similarly, in Selenium, there are commands which will open the browser, okay, different things. Hold on, just a minute. Suppose if I just give this command, run the program. Hold on. So you will see that on my machine, a blank Firefox browser opens up. So I just gave one simple command over here. It won't work on your machine right now. Okay, but in my machine, it's working. It's opening a blank Firefox browser. Okay, so there are reasons why this won't work in your machine. I'll tell you gradually, but I never had to do anything. Okay, just by giving a simple command, I was able to open the Firefox, and the complete Selenium is like this. Okay, you have to understand that Selenium comes over with some pre-built commands and you need to just learn those commands. Simple. All right, there is no invention, there is no rocket science or nothing like that over here. All right, and to understand those commands, as I told you, you need to understand OOPS, the complete documentation of Selenium. The complete architecture of Selenium is object oriented. If you go down to the same page, you will see the API docs over here. This is nothing but the documentation of Selenium 4. If you go to this documentation, it's something like this. You go to the frames view and it is completely object oriented. You need to understand oops for this. Okay. So from tomorrow I'll talk about oops. I won't start it today. This was the first day. It's enough. And anybody with any questions, anything?
Hi, this is Meera. So these jar files are like globally available to all of the programs.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So everything is open source in Selenium. There's nothing like that. Okay. You can just simply, anybody can simply go down and use it.
Also, when we're testing different applications, like with a Java application or a .NET application, do we need to specify any protocol within the Java program to say that or
No, no, nothing like that.
automatically
Nothing like that.
identify?
No, no, no. You will automatically come to know. Okay. You will yourself come to know. There's nothing required like that. Okay. Right. So I have recorded this session. You will get the recording as well. Okay. And we will meet again